Mm. Mm. I'm going to whoop him. Don't worry about it. He don't get a whooping. I promise. Bruh. We didn't see the same Conor Benn in there. I mean, we didn't see the same Conor Benn. We didn't see the same Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank totally switched up, bro. He didn't lose, he got dominated. Chris Eubanks got dominated. Chris Eubanks wasn't Chris Eubanks. Eubank. I keep saying Eubanks. His boxing threw him off, right? I'm going to tell you this. This is what I believe took place. First and foremost, I got to say this, and this is no shade to Bomac at all. That man is a championship trainer. He builds champions, bro, and his resume speaks for itself. But Bomac was a mistake, not hiring him, period. It just hiring him at the wrong time. Bomac was not supposed to come in between these fights. The fighter who Chris Eubank was is a fighter Chris Eubank needed to be. I thought boxing would work. What Bomac implemented, I would have implemented. I saw better control with his feet. I saw a better jab, right? But in that, you have a fighter that doesn't understand the psychology of boxing. This is what it all boils down to. I'm assuming right now that camp went extremely well and you took a pit bull, put him on a leash by trying to keep him controlled and composed. If you would have let Chris Eubank be the fighter that he is, anybody, any coach, me, right? If you would have let him be the fighter, I think we would have got the same fight. Not as the one we saw today, the first fight. The first fight, right? But because he was trying to figure out how to finesse, right? How to implement a game plan, how to be controlled, that took him out of his element. Chris Eubank wasn't able to be Chris Eubank. His game was totally flawed, man. This is not a boxing issue, not a changing coach issue, but this is a psychological issue in trying to implement a game plan or a new way of fighting that you're just not used to or you just don't understand. There's so many components to being a boxer, right? You have to know how to work with finesse, utilize the ring, be controlled. These are the things that Chris Eubanks isn't, right? He loves to fight. He wants to fight, right? So what I'm seeing in him is the uncomfort of trying to be controlled. Can you imagine trying to be a Sugar Ray Leonard when you're a natural Marvin Hagler? Chris Eubank is a Marvin Hagler at heart. And he's light-skinned, right? And trying to implement a game plan is just too much. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Conor Benn did everything I wanted him to do, right? I'm saying Conor Benn was in his element for sure. Chris Eubank trying to implement boxing allowed Conor Benn to implement good pressure and be more successful, right? He had more of Chris's game plan worked for Conor Benn. What you do to a boxer, any fighter knows to press a boxer, right? Chris don't know how to use his feet. He don't know how to box. He don't know how to hit and not get hit. He wants you to touch him up probably. And he want to show you that I'm going to be right there. And he wasn't allowed to do that. He was a pit bull on a leash. He really was, man. This is psychology, bro. He had to try to figure out how to be a boxer. Too many components, right? Too many components. This has nothing to do with hiring Bomac. It was hiring Bomac at the wrong time. At the wrong time. In the midst of a rematch, we had a beautiful performance by both fighters. We had an entertaining fight. The fight was awesome. I enjoyed it on both sides of the fence. And there was things they could have fixed. Again, the same things I would have fixed in Chris Eubank is the things I honestly believe Bomac implemented to him. So I would have did the same thing. And let me just put it out there. Bomac is a way better coach than me. I don't know how good I'll be at coaching, but my thing is this. What he did was who he wasn't, right? The fight was trash because Chris couldn't figure it out. He didn't know how to be a boxer. Conor was fluid. Conor was literally in his element. Conor was cool, calm, and collective. Like, Conor had the fight in the bag from the first. I seen the uncomfort in the first round with Chris. He didn't know what to do. It was just a bad time to implement another coach. Like, bro, listen, if you win 9 or 10 rounds of the first fight, what in the fuck are you bringing in another coach for? That's my thing. It's like, why are we switching up if what we did worked? Again, people can call it trash, but I enjoy it. I enjoyed it too. What I didn't enjoy was seeing him fight, was seeing a fighter try to be a boxer, right? That's what I didn't enjoy. It's like you could tell he wasn't able to be himself, right? Like if you going back and you just say you bring Bomac in because you saw what he did for Crawford, right? Who is Crawford? He can box and he can fight. He can fight and he can box. Put either one you want in front. He knows how to turn on the fighter and then turn on the boxer. Individually, boom, fight, that. He know how to do that, right? If you got somebody who naturally wants to fight, who's not thinking about calculated steps, who's not thinking about finesse, who's not thinking about hit and not get hit, who's not thinking about ring IQ, who loves to bang, bruh. You can't immediately, after winning 9 or 10 rounds of the first fight, turn him into something he's not. He needs time to mold himself into being that. There's so many components to being a good boxer. That's why people marvel at us so much. Right? Because you're not just seeing boxing. You're seeing boxing in its finest state. When you can execute a jab so perfectly that it just throws the fighter totally off his game, regardless how strong he is, how good he is. Right? But it's a balancing act. You see somebody with the fluidity of a master. Right? There's levels to it. But the thing is this. Chris Eubank doesn't know how to box. Chris Eubank knows how to fight. You cannot take a pit bull and turn him into a golden retriever. This is everybody. This is his father. This is his coaches. This is, his family. Nigga, I'm a peacock. Let me fly. You know what I'm saying? There's no way this man was supposed to get in that ring and be the docile, timid fighter that he was. It was terrible. Terrible. That's what I didn't like seeing. So now, yes, I want to see a 3. And now, since you won the first fight by blowout, get into the ring and do what you were supposed to do like you did the first fight. So now we got a trilogy that's worth seeing. Now I want to see this fight more than I want to see Bivol versus Better Beef 3. I want to see this fight more than that. It's a must. We got to see how he come back from this, man. But he tried to box. Or something could have went wrong in camp. Or he could be dealing with an injury we don't know about. All I'm saying is that he looked tamed. He like somebody done took him, put a choke chain on him and said, just keep your ass still. Heel. They done tamed that man. Conor Benn didn't. Don't get it twisted. In case you missed it, Conor Benn didn't tame that man. Boxing tamed him. And he had a boy in there that could fight. He got another drug. So now we need a trilogy. I'm okay with that. See, this is where the mentality comes in, and this is where the excitement of boxing comes in. So now we got 1-1, and we got 2 dogs, right? And both of these boys got something to prove, and they got a huge back end, a huge audience. Brit versus Brit. Man, the world is going to tune in for this fight. If all of America didn't tune in this time like all of Great Britain did, they about to. Now it's time for that. Great performance, Conor Benn. You put on the show. How y'all feel about that fight, man? Talk to me. What do y'all think should have happened? How y'all feel? Was my assessment there or what? But do y'all think something happened? Do somebody know about what happened in camp? I really think Chris is truly a 168-pounder, though. Yes. They showed the arduous fight. They gave us about a good 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes of them going through the weight making process. That boy was in a cocoon wrap. That boy Chris was wrapped up, boy, cut up when he got out of that joint, but dead. He was dead. Yeah, man, he was supposed to be a 68. No question about it. But for some, man, losing that kind of weight don't affect them, though. So I think that's the psychology. I think that's more mental than anything, too. Facts. This is what more a rematch. This is what we want more of a rematch of. For sure. Good fights. We don't get a good fight. That deserves a 3. It needs to be a 3. No, we need to see a 3. We need to see a 3 first, man. We got to see how Chris Eubank bounced back from this. And I can't wait for me to hear what he went through. The post-press conference probably going to tell us what we need to hear. Or he might be man enough to say, you know, I'm just going to eat that. I took an L. You know what I'm saying? Go back to the drawing board. And then later down the line, when he can start having more conversations, just getting that initial conference out the way, I think the smartest thing for anybody to do as fighters, man, is step up and own a defeat. You lost. He was a better man. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. I really have no excuse. I'm going to go back and check out the fight, see if what I need to do when I go back to the drawing board, draw up a new game plan, and just bring that dog out too. You know what I'm saying? We hear all the excuses coming. If they don't give it to you initially, you're going to hear it down the line. You're just not going to get it right now. Right? Or you shouldn't get it right now. It's just a bad look for any boxer to have an excuse. Right? You decide to step in that ring, own that loss. But the thing is, how you going to bounce back from, you got 3 of them. You got 3 of them before this, so ain't no big deal. Right? We ain't priding ourselves on taking losses, but you just lost somebody who you dominated. And you just let him dominate you because you came in as somebody else. The fault was hiring Bomac at the wrong time. It was hiring Bomac at the wrong time. I promise you it was hiring Bomac at the wrong time. Bomac is the right coach, wrong time. Right coach, wrong time. I think he will for the sake of having that 3 for sure. Because I don't think that's a big deal for him. If he don't believe it's harming him, then he going to be able to make it happen. Fight game analysis. Benn made it sound like he's done. He mentioned going back down the weight. Not sure. I know he did. He sure did. Not sure we'll see another one. But I don't want to see Eubank try to get... Me neither. You can go up, you know. New levels, new devils, man. When you get to start over when you go up in another game plan. You know, curiosity peaks. You know, we still know you can go. Like, bro, like any fight Chris Eubank is in, we gonna get an exciting fight. Right? He gonna put on a fight. He's willing to get knocked out to get the knockout. Right? He's willing to go toe to toe. Who we saw today tried to box, period, and I know that. He tried to be controlled. He tried to be composed. He tried to be smart. He tried to think. But those aren't natural areas, mental areas for a fighter like that, man. You gotta learn to turn it on and turn it off, man. He ain't do that. I agree with the bow analysis, but that's what I'm looking forward to after that. But he looked terrible when he was dehydrated. Right. Again, ask him. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to figure out how he felt and what he thinks he needs to do next time, right? Like, or yeah, you know what? I'll take that L. I'm gonna go ahead up and wait. My excuse is, bro, I was losing too much weight. You know? So if that was a problem, I promise you it's gonna come out. If he ain't said today, it's gonna come. You gonna definitely hear it. Right? And I think it's a smart move too. My thing is he needs to now since you hired Bomac out the gate, I think you need to stick with Bomac. Because what he tried to implement, you'll be able to seal it in, bro, as time goes by. Stay with him. Getting back in that gym with him. Keep working with him. He'll get you where you need to be. But being a boxer is a psychological thing too, man. You can't just turn your brain off as a fighter and just move forward and just punch like you do. When you implement a game plan, bro, you got to learn where to be in the ring. You know what I'm saying? When to take advantage. You know what I'm saying? When to execute. When to move. You know what I'm saying? When to turn off. When to turn on. Set up your shots. Like, it's a lot of components to being a boxer. Right? So, stick with Bomac now that you hired Bomac. Bomac wasn't the problem. The timing of hiring Bomac was a problem because he is a superb coach who's going to teach you the art of boxing. He taught Terrence how to box along with his fight when the day he walked in the gym. We all know Terrence was a fighter first. So he know how to turn it on and off. Right? So stick with him and then we'll see where it takes you. You know?